There's these little stick out things, and it sticks out right here, and it sticks out right there, and like these planters weren't here before. See that? It's just a window. Hello, everybody. Today, I'm gonna be reviewing, I guess, or critiquing, or whatever the hell you want to call it, the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Definitive Edition trailer. I have seen it once through, just like a normal person would, but I actually want to pause and look through and kind of pick up on some of the details that they have updated, some of the things they've changed or we can expect to see from the actual release. There has been some criticism. A lot of people like it, or a lot of people are calling it like it's just, you know, new lighting effects and that's it. But since this is technically a tech channel, I want to kind of look at more of the mechanics, the video game design aspect of it. I don't know. I kind of want to see like what they present here and what it could possibly mean for the full games. So let's take a look at these comments because that's always fun. So these graphics are what we remember the games look like as we're, yeah, right. Rockstar finally realized they can install mods. I hate when people say that. That's not how this works. He probably has more subscribers than I do. Maybe I shouldn't be judging people. Maybe I'm a little too harsh. The number 6 is becoming the same thing for Rockstar as the number 3 is for Valve, right? They're not mods. You people don't know. Yeah, beautiful. Pirate games. That's cool. Yeah, they removed the original titles. I own the original titles, I believe, on PC and on actual disc. I mean, it would have been cool for them to leave it up there. I don't agree with it. But, like, how much were the original titles anyway? We can't really go by this, but 55% off. So it's roughly $10. I mean, you're paying 10 extra dollars for a remastered version. You know what I mean? Yeah, you might have to buy all 3 of them, but still, it's not really, like, that big of a deal. I can already feel people not liking this video. But, look, I don't look at this as, like, mods. I don't look at it as, like, a gamer. I look at it as a developer and somebody who's tried to make video games and actually spent the time learning all this stuff. It's not what a lot of people think it is. Stoked, new controls. Yeah, I'm curious to see what they mean by new controls. Not worth $70 that for sure. It's not $70. It's 60. People. Let's see how much it is. Yeah, it's $60. Calm down, dude. Take a chill pill, okay? I'll just watch someone stream it. Hey, subscribe. Maybe you watch this video. Okay, maybe you won't since I just like roasted you. My only hope is that Vice City soundtrack. Okay, everybody is complaining about the soundtrack. Get over it. Get over the soundtrack. Really? That's what's gonna kill it. I've seen it so many times on Facebook and stuff, where it's never gonna be the same with the original soundtrack. Really? Maybe like I'm too old or I'm out of the loop, like, but it's just not. I feel like it's just not a big deal. Whatever. The RC construction mission. God, follow the damn train, CJ. The like to dislike ratio on this video is not that bad. I think it was 92,000 likes to 10,000 dislikes. So 4K hot coffee. So what I'm wondering is, because if I remember correctly, Rockstar makes their game engine. They use their own game engine. They kind of create it for each game. I'm wondering, I don't know how it works. I don't know if they're going to be modifying like an old copy of the engine for each game, or if they're using the GTA 5, if they just file open on the new engine and are able to do some things like that. I'm curious to see if render distance changes, you know, stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff I'm going to be looking for, you know. Are the wheels circular on the cars instead of octagonal? Octagonal. Is that even a word? Shaped, not circular. There you go. So basically a texture pack and reshade via new engine. Kind of liking this. No, it's not basically. I bet you anything it's not just a texture pack and reshade via new engine. I highly doubt they would just do a texture pack because it'll still look like garbage just in HD. Update the brightness, make it look like 2009 graphics instead of... Online content, story mode DLC, better graphics, character models. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Let's just watch it. I spent 10 minutes complaining about comments now. So let's take a look at it. It's only a minute long. I am going to be pausing and playing and pausing and playing. But let's check it out. Let's look. Shut up, YouTube.
Peggy 18.
Hello?
Yeah, I mean, it's cleaner. Clearly, it's more HD. Things you want to look out for. How are these bushes going to look? See how this rock is very square? Kind of looks like the N64. Does that change? That's how you could tell the difference between a texture pack and a remodel. Right there. This looks like an HD texture pack because if you go back to the OG, the shape is the same. There's nothing spectacular about how it looks. Now, these are not these. And you don't even have to just there's no way it has to be a remodel because even the branches aren't the same. It's not the same size. It looks completely different. The bases are different. So yeah, look how tall it is here. Look how big it is. And then look at this. Okay, so you know, they definitely remodeled, added more assets, redid some of the assets. That fence right there. See that fence? Or maybe it's the camera angle? What's going on? Could be the view distance. But look.
I got a little job.
I mean, it looks better. It's not like, you know, GTA 5. You can't expect GTA 5. It's an older game. I highly doubt they're going to remodel everything, reanimate everything, recode everything for a new engine. It's just not worth it. And at that point, it's a new $60 game. One thing we want to look out for, the car models, the roads, you know, stuff like that, the train. You see how these wheels are like paper? They're not even on the track. See how the track isn't very curved? It's very straight. The buildings too. That's another good way to see if they remodel some of the stuff. Do the buildings have balconies? Do they have planters? You know, stuff like that. So let's look at this bridge. Bridge kind of looks the same. It's definitely a lot smoother. The ropes look a lot better. I don't think that's just a texture pack. I think they remodeled that. Look at the train. Okay. Oh man, it's tough to see. Train still doesn't align with the railings, but look at the railings. They're curved now. So they definitely remodeled some stuff. The railings are curved. They're not this square crap we see right here. You know, the train doesn't necessarily sit on the rails, but that probably has something more to do with the scripting behind it or like the mechanical, you know, the hardcore coding behind it. That might just be obnoxious to change. You know, it's going around a curve. You might have to add an extra bend to the train. At that point, it just becomes, you know, too much work for something that, yeah, I notice. Most people won't notice. The train could be just a new texture. I can't really tell, to be honest with you. Because the doors kind of look the same. The weird shaping kind of looks the same. God, this looks awful. I didn't realize how bad it actually looked. I don't know. They kind of touched it up. Yeah, you could definitely see right here. They definitely didn't change the code too much on how the train operates. They, you know, did some remodeling for sure. These rails look way too nice. Buildings look good too. They may just be a texture pack. They might have increased the render distance because if you look over here, oh my lord, you can barely see them. You know, it's kind of like foggy and stuff. I'm not even gonna pay attention to the sky. Okay, the sky's, you know, sky.jpg. You just make it a little bit nicer. Skyboxes are just, it's a 6-sided image. So it's like looking on the inside of a 6-sided cube. Yeah, that side, that side, that side, your back, the top, and the bottom. and the image just kind of wraps around it and makes it look like a sky. So, you know, that's not really like a crazy thing. So cars look cool. I can't really see from there, so we're gonna keep going.
They mess with me, they mess with the biggest boy in town.
Yeah, I mean, this looks a lot nicer. Like, the chairs are round. You know, yeah, there's lighting, reflections, all that stuff. The floor reflects nicely. But they definitely had to have remodeled because, like, look at this corner right here of this chair. Look at these corners. This is a little jagged. But no way. No way, especially GTA Vice City, which came out before San Andreas, are things going to be this nicely circular. Okay, yeah, there you go. That proves my point. They did remodel some stuff. So, look at this building right here. This building is just a cube with an image slapped onto it. This building has little, what would you call that? I don't know what they're called. Awnings, I guess. There's these little stick out things, and it sticks out right here, and it sticks out right there. And, like, these planters weren't here before. See that? It's just a window. It's not even a window. You know, there's an inset right there. It goes inwards. It pushes it in. The door pushed in this one, too. Oh, my God. This video is so short. But, yeah. So they definitely spent some time redoing models. So I wouldn't be surprised if they spent time redoing character models, you know. So half these people in the comments are already don't know what the hell they're talking about. Yeah, like this building, you know, the lighting, this building, you see how it points out right there? And I know that some of you might be like, well, that's just a texture. Okay, clearly you've never done 3D modeling before because textures don't pop out like that. There's no depth to it. When you model a character or a donut or whatever, right? It's just a gray kind of like object. So here, you know what? We're doing it. Let's look up a 3D model of like a character, okay? Let's hope I can get an image of them down talking. Okay, this is what a model looks like. See how it's gray, bland, and gross. It has all the details, but there's no color to it. The texture is it's kind of like if you were to take a cube, just like a cube, like a paper cube, and unravel it so it's flat. That's how character textures work. Pretty much any texture works on a 3D model. The texture just slaps onto it and wraps around it. So you can't get the visual 3D effect. You see how you can see the background through these curves? Unless you model it like that. You can't get the texture to do that. You could do some things with the texture that kind of like trick it a little bit. So, like for example, see the t-shirt here? You see how it's got that little bump? That may not actually be there. That just may be a texture thing. I don't think it is, but you can see how small details like that, you can just put in a drop shadow right there and kind of make it look like it's curving in, but it doesn't have to be modeled. But this definitely has been remodeled. Okay, this is not, you know, a drop shadow effect or like, you know, something small like that. And plus, look at the top of this building right here. And then look at the top of this building. Textures don't create 3D objects. They just color them. So yeah, there's remodeling done, which is nice. It's nice to see. Palm trees look a lot better too. Those have definitely been remodeled because they don't even look like the same tree. They're not the same width. They don't have the same leaves. So, like, yeah, the models may be the same from the game, but they definitely opened it up and improved on it and added a little more details to it. Yeah, notice how CJ's a lot more curvier, I guess. Looks a lot more human-like than over here. It's not as boxy. Also, look at the cabinets, right? Square. Rectangle with a texture slapped on. Actual door handles. That's a big difference. You know, that might not seem like a big difference to you, but that's more than just a texture pack. That's, you know, they had to model that in. The counters, and they changed some stuff. The tiles don't look the same. The counters could just be a texture, you know, just a new texture. But the tiles, probably a new texture. Oh, they didn't really show the sink. Sink has dishes, you know. Small stuff like that really do make a difference. And small stuff like that, people don't pick up on. They're like, oh, it's brighter and whatnot, you know. Oh, it looks good. The people look... Okay, this dude's hair right here. Look at that. Oh, Lord. He looks like he's 80, losing his dreads, going bald. Here, he actually looks like he has hair. Speaking of hair, mine is like a mess. So, you know, yeah. Character remodels are definitely redone. You know, CJ looks better.
Back to where they used to be.
Mouth movements might have been a little better, so they might have done a little bit of reanimation. Lighting. Cars look nicer, you know, that could all just be lighting effects. This right here looks nicer, but you can see it's still a texture. See, this is the difference between a texture, once again, and remodeling, okay? These are clearly flat, and it's repeated. You know, they didn't go up there and add new 3D planners to it. I want to take a look at these tires. So yeah, like, sorry, didn't mean to yell into the mic. They, like, if we look at a car, take a look at this limo right here. See, oh, get out of here. See how the tires aren't circular on this limo right here? It's kind of like very jagged, very boxy. Where here, that is a circle. That is a circle. So yeah, they definitely redid a lot of models. They're reaching the same standard for a remaster. It's not GTA 5 standard, obviously. That requires a lot more work, but it looks good, you know. That train is like, that looks like the exact same model. So, you know, they probably definitely remodeled the train and just reused it. Nothing wrong with that. Why would you need to do it again? He's ugly. Oh yeah, they definitely remodeled characters because his mustache is now 3D. That definitely doesn't look like a just a texture thing. His hat, his hat is still a little jagged. So I'm not going to completely say that they remodeled everything. But look at his arms. See how square they are? See how much better they look? How about this dude's? Yeah, look at his ear. Look at the back of his head. Okay, oh, I guess you can't really see it, but it's a lot more curvier, you know? Glasses are straight. Glasses are curving. Reflections are nice, you know, whatever, but... Yeah, see the hair. Yeah, so it does look like a plastic toy. And the reason is because, like I said, you can redo the model, but to go and add realistic hair, it's like literally one of the hardest things to do when 3D modeling is realistic hair. So they can slap a new texture. They might be able to curve out some of these edges so it looks a little more realistic. But yeah, it's going to look like a Ken doll. Yeah, that render distance is definitely farther. Water looks good. Oh, here we go. Now we can look at the car models. Old, new, more circular. It's thicker. The tire is thicker. This part, you see it jagged, 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 jagged. Straight circle. Oh, I guess it's still kind of jagged, but it's less jagged. There's more vertices, you know. Is there? Ooh, now I'm doubting myself. Maybe you shouldn't watch this video. I think there are more vertices. So they probably opened up the models, added a few more vertices, smoothed some stuff out, but they're not gonna sit there and redo the whole game. It's not a it's a remaster, not a re-release, you know. Yeah, lighting's great. CJ looks fine. I mean, it looks like the same clothes. That's all texture upgrades. I want to look at these trees. Oh, God, Lord. Whew. Yeah, look, this is a square. Square. Kind of square. But look at the plants. They're all 2D images, you know. They're all like flat looking weird things. Now look at them. You mean to tell me you want to sit there and complain that this is a new texture pack? No way. There's no amount of tricking that you can do to make that look like that unless you redid the trees. And that's one thing that's very complicated and hard to do, but not as bad nowadays. You know, nowadays it's not too hard to do and computers can handle it. And, you know, it's worth it because just look at how much better it looks with realistic trees. It actually kind of seems out of character. You see what I'm saying? Like for CJ to look like this and then the trees to look like, you know, Far Cry 5. Yeah, I mean, they don't show too much. I wonder if it's for like the wow factor, but yeah, come on. Yeah, his mustache is different. Not the same size. His nose? His nose is a little smoother. Yeah, look at that flower on his... oh my god. Look at the flower on his clothes, his arms. And boom. Okay. The fingers. A remodel. You are not... there. You can't just take a texture, slap it on that in HD, and make it have all of a sudden, you know, curvy edges. And they're separated. Maybe they might not move because that requires reanimating a bunch of stuff, but they're separated. You know what I mean? So they definitely put some work on redoing the models. That kind of looks the same. I mean, they might have just touched up on it a little bit.
It's easy, haven't
The lighting is definitely... I mean, a lot of people are saying like, oh, all they added was realistic lighting. And I'm like, I don't think you realize how, like, you're acting like that's not a big thing. Like, I don't think you realize how your eyeballs literally pick up light. That's how we see things. Like, lighting is one of the most important things. You can tell how far something is or how big something is by the shadow it casts. What do you mean? Oh, they just slapped new lighting. You should be like, oh my god, they did new lighting. It looks more realistic. Yeah, a lot of it does look more realistic just because of the lighting. No shit. Like, that's what lighting does.
ever seen a movie?
Like it's a bad thing.
I think it looks good. I think I'm excited. I would pay the $60 for 3 games. I mean, yeah, it's not a redo. It's not a complete, you know, new game, but it's definitely a good remaster. They definitely redid some of the models and stuff like that. I'm excited to play it. I'm curious to see what it looks like, what the whole game looks like. It makes me so angry because no matter how much you argue with these people, they're not gonna agree with you. Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, maybe he's being a little too mean, but like, go and do the Blender donut tutorial. Okay, one of the first things you ever learn how to, one of the first things you ever learn to make in Blender. Jesus, I cannot. English is not my strong suit here, is the donut tutorial. If you want to learn 3D modeling, you learn the donut tutorial. And it's an amazing tutorial posted by the Blender Guru. You start off with the box. And you end up with the donut that looks like that right here in the thumbnail. And I've done it, and it's pretty cool. And you'd be shocked how many days it will take you to make a donut, let alone remodel tons of characters for a new game, let alone create a video game. And that doesn't even include the scripting side of it, the coding side of it. Do you know C#, Java? You know, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of moving parts. And the thing that irritates me is not that you're critical of it. Like,
Peggy 18.
it's okay to be critical of it. You know, Rockstar,
18.
oh my God. Rockstar hasn't done the greatest things in the world, you know. I'm not like, you know, sponsored by them or anything. Like, I could care less about what I say about them. But don't come out here and pretend like you know what you're talking about when you really don't. You know what I mean? Just a new texture pack. Like, that's just irritating. I don't know why it's so irritating. Maybe I shouldn't be complaining. But, you know, basic blocky aesthetic, but they didn't. They redid some of it. What took them so long? I don't know. That could be a few things. Maybe they were just holding off. They didn't want to do it. Or maybe remodeling characters takes a while, because it does. They do have a big team, so, you know. We don't know the answer to that. They are kind of a cash grab. Not $70. Yeah, they got the hands. There you go. Gameplay changes. You know, that's a scripting thing. I'm excited to see that, because you can't see the coding on a trailer like that. You know, how is the main menu going to change? What new options are going to be there? Stuff like that. I kind of went through a lot of these already. Maybe I shouldn't be publicly shaming people, but yeah, I was kind of shocked too that it was going to be on a Nintendo console. They did have one of the Grand Theft Autos on the DS, or like it was like its own version or something like that, but damn, the modding community did a better job remastering the trilogy than the devs. I'm not going to comment on that. I have modded San Andreas, but it's been years. It's been years since I've modded all these games, so won't comment. A smooth texture mod. This is what I'm talking about, and he probably has more subscribers than I do. No. You have 3 subscribers. That's okay, though. Keep working on it. 6 years ago? Come on. I mean, I did stop posting for a few years, but hashtag depression. It's not a smooth texture mod. That's not this. Do you know what a texture? Do you know what the definition of a texture is? A 2D image. It's an image, a picture, a PNG, a JPEG. Yeah, CJ's hands don't look like a Lego. That's proof right there that they had to have remodeled some of it. I'm probably going to put some clickbaity ass title on this video, by the way. Just know that. I'm not that mean. Just a little. It's been a while since they released GTA 6. Or if they will release it. They haven't really said anything. First of all, the percent sign goes after. Do you put the $sign in the back? Are you one of those people? Percent 25 efforts towards. See, I can't really, because you don't know what it's going to be. You know, game development takes a while. And a lot of times, by the time you get a game, it would have been like the standard for several years ago. Because it takes so many years to get them going. That the game you see today was actually technology of 5 or 6 years ago. You know, they say if you go to school for computer science, by the time you graduate 4 years later, everything you've learned would have been outdated. That's how fast technology moves. So you don't know if GTA 6 is some huge thing or if they're redoing the engine. You know, you have to remember, they do their own engine. They don't you know, use Unreal or Unity or any of that. So they could just be being lazy. They could be, you know, trying to milk GTA 5. I'm not saying that's not a possibility. All I'm saying is don't assume they're not putting effort into it. Don't assume that the people who program these aren't sitting there. Because you have to remember, people who program, model these games are people like me. And, you know, they might be working overtime, maybe not even getting paid that much. So, you know, put yourself in not Rockstar's shoes as a company, because, you know, companies do bad things, but the person who has a family and who has to go to work 10, 12 hours at some tech company making a video game. This looks like a fan trailer made in the Source engine. But, you know, Source was also made specifically for, you know, Portal 2, Half-Life. And yeah, you can use it, but there's a reason why if you download Portal 2, actually, you know what? I'm gonna prove it to you guys. Let's see if I can find it. I have Portal 2. So we're gonna go to the Portal 2 like executable. And I'm willing to bet money, unless they changed it, that if you visit the Portal 2 in here, it's not gonna say portal2.exe. It's gonna say hl2.exe, Half-Life 2. Oh no, it doesn't. I was wrong. It used to. Or it might have been Portal 1. Yeah, there you go. I'm not wrong. So the first Portal, why is Portal called Half-Life 2, guys? Why isn't it Portal? Because it was made in the Half-Life 2 engine. They make the engine for a video game and they can reuse it. It's like Red Dead Redemption. I don't remember it. I don't remember when Red Dead Redemption came out, but I believe it was the same game engine as GTA 4. You know, so you have to kind of keep that in mind. Like, there's a reason it's Half-Life 2, even though it is Portal the game. And this isn't me like messing with you. It's from the Steam library. You know, Steam installed it. I don't really go in here and mess things up for the purpose of videos. Half-Life 2 right there. See, it looks like the same app, but it's not. So anywho, people who put these things have no idea how video games work. See, I wouldn't call it an absolute piece of art either, but yeah, it's pretty good. Refreshing new light. Yeah, you know, maybe I'm just being mean. This guy's nice. Seeking to get richer and richer on games. Okay. Yes, we may not like big companies making money, but that's the point of running a company, is to make a profit. So calm down. The thing is you can complain as much as you want about the multi-billion-dollar companies seeking to get richer and richer and richer and richer, but people are gonna buy it. Gonna start banning, suing anyone who makes mods for this. I don't know if that's true or not. No, you can't. You cannot sue somebody for modding a game. It's actually, I'm pretty sure there was a court case on that. And modding a game that you own is not illegal. Well, at least in the United States. I'm pretty sure. Like, I read about it several years ago. But modding a game is not illegal. If you were to mod a game, copy it, paste it into somebody else's computer, give it to them, that's illegal because that's copyright infringement. You know, they didn't buy the game. You're sharing it. That's why a lot of times when you pirate a game, there's very little chance you'll get in trouble. It's usually the person who is putting the pirated version online that gets arrested, charged all these fines. All the time resources doing this, couldn't they have just made Part 6, PT6? Are you trying to say GTA 6? Is there a game they've made? Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. Like, back then, coding the stuff was hard, so I'm wondering if they'll update some of the scripting for it, make it a little bit more intuitive. 2 number 9s, a number 9 large. I highly doubt they're not making this for the PS2, homie. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just too mean. I'm sorry, this video was only supposed to be like 10 minutes long. So GTA 5 was released in 2013. So yeah, it's been a while. One in like a year and a half-ish. It'll be their 10-year anniversary. So I think GTA 4 came out in 08, 07. Don't look at my history. 2008. So it took 5 years to release GTA 5. Nearly double that now. If they're going to release a GTA 6, you don't know. Have they said something? I think there's been some leaks. Yeah, a lot of people like it. I was seeing a lot of criticism at first when this first came out. You know, I never realized how old GTA 4 looks until I tried playing it a few months ago. Because I remember it being like top of the line back in the day when it first came out. I was like, wow, this is crazy. You can walk in buildings. This looks like a Unity version of the Trilogy. What does that mean? That's what I want to know. This is exactly what I mean when I say people have no idea what the hell they're talking about. Unity games can look as bad or good as you want them to. The engine is a 3D engine. I could put in a amazing 4K freaking 3D model of a character and make it look like the newest game of 2021. Or I could put the ugliest square box that I made in Inkscape in 30 seconds and make it look something straight out of 1985, okay? You don't know what you're talking about. No offense. This is why I don't comment a lot on these videos, because most of the time, yeah, maybe I do have a little bit of knowledge, you know, I'm not perfect, but I'm not going to sit here and assume things. I'm not going to be like, you know, I guess I did make this video, but I'm making this video to kind of point out the things that I noticed, not necessarily to sit here and be like, oh, this just looks like some shit that they just put up in 20 minutes, you know, this looks like this, and that. No, you know, I'm just saying, oh, they might have remodeled. Oh, you know, yeah, it's a new texture. Just like the new Sims. So, Noonie, gonna talk about how fire the music is. Music is cool, you know, and I'm like, I'm not a music hater, okay? I'm like far from. Like, I was in band. I listened to all kinds of music. Rock, rap, hip-hop, heavy metal. I like it all. But it's just, I don't know, to me, it's like a little weird that people are obsessed with just the soundtrack. You see? Why? I don't know why I'm sitting here reading comments. Oh my god. It's just so interesting. Rockstar, yeah, we're out of ideas. Okay, you happy now? It's like you don't make a remaster and people are upset. You do make a remaster and people are upset. It's like customer service. It's like working at a fucking McDonald's. See? Don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're talking about. Changing the lighting is lazy. Excuse me. What video game? Oh, yeah, that's what I thought.
Peggy 18.
So irritating. They make their own game engine. It's not like they just drag in the sunlight in Unity and everything just works great. No, they have to actually do some coding, physics, calculus, math. Did you take calculus? No, I highly doubt it. Because if you did, if you had that high level of mathematics in your brain, not even math, computer science or anything, you wouldn't just be assuming these things. Because you know that it can be difficult. You don't know what is going on. This is just turning into a rant video. Don Lawad HD mod Rockstar slams PC. This bad boy can now play GTA in HD. Yep, this is Unreal Engine. Okay, I take it back. Okay, they do make their own engine still, by the way. GTA 5 was not Unreal or anything. But I want to double check this. But it does make sense that they would use a different engine instead of, because remember, I'm out of the image. Like I just said, they make their own engines. So these game engines that the original games were working on are old and outdated. So it might have been, well, I don't know. Because then they would have to redo all the script. Let's take a look at this. Who developed it? It was developed by Grove Street Games, published by Rockstar. Is developed using the Unreal Engine. Okay. So yeah, I take it back that they probably used their own engine on this one. So they might have had to redo all the scripting for it. Because as far as I know, you can't just import whatever script you want. And remember, they made their own game engine, so it's their own kind of deal that they did. It's not like I don't know for sure. There's not much information about Rockstar's game engine, but I highly doubt it's like C sharp. You know what I mean? So that's cool, actually, that they use the Unreal Engine. Yeah, see, GTA 5 was creating Rockstar Games' home engine. Okay, yeah. They would never, I don't think they would ever use an outside game engine because they specifically tailor their own game engines to work with their games. So for the remaster, that makes sense, actually, now that I think about it. Because it would be too much work to redo that game engine. So that, yeah, that makes lighting and all that kind of stuff a little bit easier, but they would still have to redo a lot of the models. They would still have to redo probably all the scripting. I would be surprised if somehow they were able to get it to just work automatically. So yeah, that would make sense why controls will change and might work a little bit better. It's probably because they needs to. Especially with the newer engine like Unreal Engine, it's just going to work better with controllers and stuff. I don't think they're probably advertising it because it's a thing that you just have to do. You know, the controls are going to work differently on a newer game engine. I don't think they were like, "Oh, that's important," you know, cuz controls, as important as people might think they are, you still learn them. You still get used to how it works, so it's not like, yeah, it's gonna be on the Switch. That's cool. That's gonna be some fun joystick drift for following the damn train, CJ. Literally just like the mods. See, it's not though, because unless the mods remodeled some of the buildings and stuff, they're gonna censor it. Yeah, that sucks, but who cares? Nana's level agreed from this developer is staggering. Don't make assumptions. You could say they're releasing a remaster. We don't have a GTA 6. I'm sad. I would like a new game. But don't assume that it's just for, you know, to make GTA 5 seem fresh again by comparison. Who the hell is like, oh my god, after playing the remaster version of San Andreas, GTA 5 looks so much better because there are no other games nowadays that look better than GTA 5, which came out almost 10 years ago. My god. Wow, this is a long video. Oh no. We need actual remaster with modern looking 3D models and textures. It looks like cheap cash grab. Do you want to make them? Do you want to make the new models? Are you going to sit there and remake every single new model for this game? It's not a new video game. And also, they did work on the models, okay? Yeah, it doesn't have realistic hair. But, you know. Jesus.
Peggy 8.
Anyway, I think I'm done reading comments because it's just irritating. You know, I don't know why I'm letting the haters let me stoop down to their level, but it's fun. I don't know, I'm excited. I'll probably record, I'll probably play, I'll probably look at certain things that they did, certain things they didn't do. It's really not that expensive. You know, it really isn't. So I think that's just blown out of proportion. People don't know what they're talking about. We also learned that lesson here. And I guarantee you, if this video gets a lot of views, there are gonna be people in the comment section complaining. You don't know what it is. They're just trying to do this, and that. I'm not defending them. I don't agree with everything they do. But don't come back to me with the video game, and then I'll take your opinion as important, to be honest with you. That sounds kind of mean, but like, you know, not even my opinions are that important. And I've done video game development. I've made websites. I've made so many websites. I've made 4 or 5 different video games. You know, it's... Calm down. Okay? Calm down. Rockstar can't keep getting away with this. We'll never see GTA 6 because people are still spending money in GTA 5, seeing that this is what developers have been working on. This whole time has to be infuriating if you're a GTA fan. Maybe they are cash grabbing GTA 5. Stop playing it. You don't want them to make money? Because people are still spending money on GTA 5. You're considering a GTA fan. You may not be spending money. Clearly everybody else is. So, what do you mean? It's still a business. They still want to make revenue. That's the intention. They're not going to spend time and money and resources making a video game to please you. Okay? They're doing it to make a profit. Holy lordy lord. And I'm still complaining about the comment section. I'm so sorry, people. It take like an hour to model a face from scratch and animate it in Unreal Engine 3. They could have put 10%. Well, that's great. Now, that's great that you can do it in an hour. Now take that hour, not just on the face. Now apply it to the legs, the arms, the hands, the body movements, the walking movements, the running movements, the shooting movements, the crouching movements, the punching movements, holding a baseball bat movement, every single animation you need to do it for every single weapon. Multiply that by every single character in one game, and then multiply that by every single character in the other 2 part of the trilogies, okay? Now take that number and multiply it by an hour. Okay? It takes time. You're ridiculous, okay? Where? Yeah, cool.
Peggy 18.
You see what I'm saying? It takes an hour to model. Great. Good for you. Did you forget that it's not just faces walking around a map? There's building, there's cars, there's all kinds of stuff. There's so many moving parts when you're making a video game. That's why it takes so damn long to do it. There's a YouTube channel. Adam C. Eunice? He does a lot of tutorials on like 2D animation and 2D kind of video games and stuff, but what he shows a lot in some of his videos is a personal video game project he's been working on. He's working on a few of them, but the main one he's working at has taken him 5 years to get to the point, and it's not done yet. It still needs some more time, maybe a year, maybe, you know, a couple years, and it's a 2D game. 2D adventure game. 2D. He does all the pixel art by himself, which is not easy. I would say it's pretty much, you know, it's just as hard as 3D modeling. It's 2 different types of skills. Yeah. You know, I wouldn't say one is harder than the other. They each have their own challenges. But if it's taking him 5 years to recreate a 2D game, or to create his own 2D game, and he's not even done yet, imagine 3 video games that you have to remaster. Yeah, you might have a team, but I highly doubt you have thousands of people working on one game. That's just too many people, too many chefs in the kitchen, if you see what I'm saying. So, learn game development and then comment your opinion.
Peggy 18.
It looks good. They redid models. I'm not sure about animations. I haven't really been paying attention. But anyway, I'm done. I'm done ranting. Video is going on for way too long. I hope y'all have a peaceful day. And yeah, bye.